Hello everyone, I'm Dan.
I'm El.
And I'm Allan.
And this is Three Blokes Having a Brew.
Lovely job.
Got Earl Grey, what have you got?
Tea.
I've got the cheap stuff.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, into this week's show we are going to be playing, it's a Twin Hog, isn't it?
Twin Hog.
Twin
Yeah,
Hog, yes.
basically what happened was we've just finished recording our Aladdin episode and I was really starting to get into the swing of things. I was starting to enjoy the conversation. We had so much, we write topics down in case the conversation gets dry. And we just spent an hour or so just talking about what we've been playing and what we're looking forward to. So I figured let's just tag a little bit of a bonus episode on the end. So the thing about this game is it's an arcadey type game. It just loops. There's no real end to it, so it doesn't matter how badly we suck at this.
It's quite a long game though before the loop anyway, isn't it?
I think if you were to play it well without dying too much, you can do all 4 stages in around 30 to 40 minutes. It's not actually that long. The thing is, you'll die quite. Obviously, it's one hit kill, so you'll die quite a bit. Go back to a checkpoint, and that's where you can spend an hour or so. I mean, I remember as a kid, there was the 4th stage. There's a few nasty bits, so I could spend a good hour and a half just trying to get around the map once. This was one of the earliest games we had, wasn't it, bruv?
Yeah, I love this game. Yeah, I'm not very good at it, but I'm not very good at a lot of these Mega Drive games that we play all of a sudden. I've just come to realise and to die a lot, but
it's all good. Well, you were very young when I was playing on the Mega Drive, but
no, it's a good game. It's good fun.
See, my dad's really into military stuff. He loves war games and stuff like that. And when I say war games, we're talking about things that are played on tabletops and on boards and things like that, and models. So,
Do you having a continue each, yeah? Or are we doing a live each?
do a few continues or a life, whatever you fancy. Someone's phone's going.
So I will play them. Don't worry about it.
Fair dues.
Yeah, videos come first.
No, it wasn't that. It distracted me. I do apologise. I'll be professional from now on.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's like cat with bright lights. Ooh, what's that?
Yeah. Look at that shiny.
Well, yeah, in this game, which we're quite like, there's so many games with this sort of theme, you know, whether it's like a space version or World War II version or whatever, jets.
The people that made this game made a game called Truxton, I believe it was called, and it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, no, well, like this, I've never had a problem with this game. It's always been good fun. As I say, so many games like this, but I really like the music in this game. I think that holds it from others. And also the squadron feature is quite cool, although you don't, to balance that out, you don't really get many special weapons, you just get more guns.
The squadron feature is something you don't see in most conventional shmups, but that was because it was I think is this World War II or World War I?
It would be World War II.
World War II.
Biplanes to be World War I.
Right, okay, because it was World War II themed. They couldn't use the sorts of power-ups you'd expect from a conventional shmup, so you wouldn't have your I forgot what they call them. I forgot the shmup term when you have a little orb or something that's just rotating around you that fires along with you. And
do you want to say shmup any more times, bro?
how many times have I said it?
Shut the shmup up.
I said it quite a bit. Sorry.
No, you're alright. Just we went through a sentence and said about 3 times maybe long.
So I do apologise. I'm rabbiting on a bit. Anyway, the point is we're playing something that's light, arcadey, relaxing, so we can just carry on nattering.
Yeah, and I'm pure owning it at the moment.
Yeah. Doing quite well.
Yeah,
I
don't
wouldn't
forget
say
about it.
owning.
Hey, area 1 of 1 still. You know, give it time.
Anyway, moving on to...
Yeah, what do you want to talk about? What's going on?
I think one of the things that we were trying to aim to talk about in the last video was game lengths.
Yeah, this is something we touched on because basically at the time of recording the order's only just recently come out.
Yep.
And the controversy surrounding it has been with regards to the length of the campaign. Well, I say campaign, the campaign is the game. There's no multiplayer feature as far as I'm aware.
No, exactly. I think as far as I believe it's single player game and that's it.
Apparently it's 6 hours of gameplay.
Well, I mean, the claims vary depending where you go to. It's like something 5, 6. It depends if you're speedrunning or not. But I mean, I think the general gist is around 6, 7.
Okay.
Maybe 8 hours.
Because not every game that you spend, I mean, the retail price is $60. Over here it's something like £40.
Yeah.
Now, it really depends. Are you getting your money's worth for something that plays for 6 hours?
Now, I wouldn't mind games that are 6 hours long, if you're playing that much, if it has a big multiplayer, like Super Smash Brothers, that doesn't have a long one-player mode. You can do that in like no time at all. But it's designed, its longevity is through multiplayer.
Well, this is it.
If this doesn't have a multiplayer mode, it's not enough.
It depends, obviously, what's thrown in with the game. Like, if you've got single-player campaigns as opposed to multiplayer, is it local multiplayer or an online multiplayer?
Is the campaign that's 6 hours long worth playing multiple times?
Yeah,
Are there
difficulties, different
alternative
characters,
routes
stuff
and
like
alternative
that,
endings and things?
Yeah.
What I'm asking really is if you're actually getting 6 hours of life out of the game before you've completely
But
explored
then
everything
bear in
that's
mind,
there.
I think a lot of the other bugbears with the game is things like, you know, half the game is like considered cutscenes and quick time events.
That's my problem with Metal Gear 4. There was way too much. Like, I'm a person that loves cutscenes and things, really get immersed in the game. But a lot of that was just a person frying an egg. It was just too much. Literally, Metal Gear 4 was just frying eggs.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, but
Are you getting confused with Heavy Rain? Because that was one big arse cutscene, that, and there was eggs in that as well. So.
Yeah, but people had made no bones about that at the time. That was supposed to be what the game was, and people expected it to be.
Yeah, it was an interactive movie. Yeah, it was an interactive movie.
You know.
Yeah.
Whereas I think with the Order, I think it was billed as being like a shooter.
We do have to. I think just full disclosure, none of us have actually played the Order. This is just going from what we've heard through.
But it's more about the length of games in general.
You're jumping on that hyper train.
Oh, why not?
Everyone else is.
But
it's an interesting topic because ultimately it's about getting your money's worth. I mean, I was just telling you, I just showed Dan Terminator on the Mega Drive, just what Allan popped out, so I just stuck that on because it's really short. And he said, well, how short is it? I said, I've completed it in 9 minutes. And that is it. Again, it's a game, it's just one player, it's only one campaign, there's other difficulty settings, but that's it. And I've beaten it in 9 minutes. I actually beat it when I was on the phone to my brother-in-law. We were just having a chat, and I had my PSP on me at the time. So we were just nattering away, and I went, yes. And he goes, what have you done? I was like, I've just completed Terminator. You've been playing it the whole time you've been on the phone? I said, no, I just put it on 10 minutes ago.
I should have done better.
Now, I'd be really peeved with that because back in the day.
Well, that's the thing I mentioned. I've got a copy of it. Mate, grab that copy of it just there. What's the retail price? There's a sticker on there.
$39.99.
And back then, that was even more than what it is now, isn't it? Because that was in the 90s.
So basically, you're paying about £4 a minute. That is it.
That's insane.
When I can buy
£4 a minute. That isn't even like. Even in arcade machines.
I think you should clarify here. There's no.
That's a game where you're actually working. You're earning it in real time.
I think it's worth mentioning that, but that's not cheating. That is actually the game.
No, that is the game. I've completed it genuinely.
As far as I'm
aware,
there's
just
you playing casually, weren't you, on the phone? It wasn't speed running.
No, as far as I'm aware, well, there's only one route through it. As far as I'm aware, there's no cheats in that game. So let's face it, there's have to be completely in 9 minutes. You know?
Can you imagine they put a level skip cheating?
There probably is one. I'm not looked into it.
It's 4 levels, yeah?
Yeah, it's 4 levels, and I have completed it in 9 minutes.
So really, it's not really a question of how long the game is. It's more on the content that's married with it.
Yeah, but let's just look for a comparison. I mean, what I've been spending game purchasing recently, I've been buying a lot of virtual console games on the Wii. I don't know why, because I own a lot of cartridges. It's mainly games that I don't own the cartridge to. It's because let's be honest, I've got all the emulators and I've got all the ROMs. I just feel as if I'm supporting the games that I like or the developers that I like by actually paying for, because I didn't have a chance to pay for them back in the day.
Yeah. But you paid for Sonic about, like Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles, about 40 times over. You've had it on every single Mega Collection, on every single console.
It's the only reason to say
that's a whole other, that's a whole other conversation. But the point I was trying to get to was, I've been buying these virtual console games. I spent about £8 on a Castlevania game, Castlevania Circle of the Moon, which is a Game Boy Advance game. I got about 10 hours out of it. 10 to 12 hours.
For £8,
but yeah, you can't make any money for that sort of money.
Exactly, yeah.
But bear in mind, this was a game that would have been full price back in the day when it came out.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to get the balance right. It's not just about. I mean, it may be worth buying a game where you're only getting a small amount of content for a high price tag if the game is that good and it's worth it. It's a case of balance.
I think what didn't help the Order is a lot of people also complain about sort of the gameplay and the fact that you're spending most of your time walking down corridors whilst they're banging on about stuff, which is all around the story and it's all cinematics and.
You want to have a go, mate?
This, that, and the other. But so I've just lost my train of thought now.
Sorry, bro.
But yeah, because the game is so bland, as I've heard a lot of people refer to it as, I think that's really what's criminal about it.
It's very nice graphics, isn't it, graphically, but the rest of it is...
I think it's sort of more like a demonstration game more than anything. So this is what the PS4 can do. Which...
I hate them games.
Yeah.
Going off topic slightly, I'm a little bit worried about saying this because I don't want to be libelled, because this is just something I heard. I heard this from a guy called The Main Events who does rant videos. He's kind of like Alpha Omega Sin. He's a nice guy. I think he was talking about Need for Speed. I think it was Need for Speed he was talking about. Is Need for Speed made by EA?
I think so.
Right, okay, I think it's Need for Speed I was talking about. But there was some driving game.
Calling you back up if you need to.
Yeah, no, I did that a minute ago and I bloody got shot as soon as I did it.
Every life you get them like 2 back anyway, so you might as well use them.
Yeah, just on the topic of getting value for your money, this is something that's genuinely going to offend both of you if it's true, and I do need to check if this is true. I should really get some citation on this, but
I'm not gonna walk out again. Get raged.
you might be when you hear this.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a driving game. I'm pretty sure it's Need for Speed. The game is it's about microtransactions. The game is going to be free to download.
Right.
You get the game for free. Do you know what you have to pay for?
The cars?
Petrol.
Oh, I think I have heard about this, yeah.
You literally are paying to... When they say pay to play, they literally mean that... I've killed him.
So what sort of mileage are you getting? £4 per transaction?
I don't know,
Everyone's driving
but
Priuses in the game just because they get more.
Yeah.
I would...
Can you imagine Grand Theft Prius?
Do you think... in Need for Speed, is there an option to get out the car and push it forward?
Give us a tow, mate.
That's horrific. See, that's the thing, mobile gaming, I don't like microtransactions in that anyway, because when the iPhone and stuff first came out, there was a few decent games that were good before microtransactions got popular. I think that's awful. I think that on a mainstream thing, I don't care if it's free to download, that isn't good enough. That is not good enough. No one's going to buy it anyway, no one's going to.
Well, no. I certainly won't touch with a barge pole, but I was thinking about this. There is only one scenario in life where I would buy into pay to play, that sort of formula.
Arcade machines.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's 40p a go or 20p a go.
It's when I'm at Southend and I've had enough sort of popcorn and been enough rides to make myself physically sick. And after a few glasses of Strongbow, I stumble into the arcade machines and find a space area.
Yeah.
That is the only situation where I'll actually indulge in pay to play. But
yeah, absolutely. But
and now I've said all that, that's a really good idea. Do you fancy doing that sometime soon?
They don't have Space Harrier at Southend anymore.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of them did.
Have you been in there? Nah, it's all.
I haven't been in there in decades. But,
nah, you'd be like, it's all them 2p machines and stuff. There's no actual games there anymore, except House of the Dead.
I tell you what, that's enough. I love House of the Dead. That's enough.
That'd be worth it. That and Time Crisis.
Oh, is it House of the Dead 3 with the shotgun? Ah, beautiful. I tell you what, let's take the camera with us. Let's do a 3 blokes having a chat in an arcade somewhere. Really noisy with worded edgeways. But I'm so up for that.
Popular video.
Yeah. I tell you what,
they can't hear us.
It'd make an interesting video just to see what arcade machines are still about, because I remember playing all kinds.
They don't exist especially in England. I know there's some places in America.
Tell me Southend, they don't have arcades anymore.
They have like House of the Dead and stuff, but that's it. They don't have.
It's one of those gambling machines now, stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, or claw machines, but they don't have.
I'd be severely disappointed if there isn't, because there used to be tons of games down there.
No, there isn't any. I mean, it doesn't make sense because people like them games, but you know, well, that's what were you saying about Sega, wasn't it? They're not doing any mainstream games anymore.
They're not doing. Apparently, as of yesterday, there was an announcement in Japan. They're no longer doing. They're leaving the console market. Effectively, that's what they're doing.
You know what? I wouldn't mind that if they just sold all their. Just in that case, just sell all your rights and give it to Nintendo.
Yeah, but that's
They are sitting on a lot of good IPs,
but it's stuff they haven't touched for years. That's the sad thing. They got to this stage.
It's because they're always banking on Sonic, and they haven't learnt yet that once you go into 3D, platform games that work at that speed are not. They just weren't made for 3D. But because it's their most popular franchise, they'll bank on it again and again and again. They'll make 5 Sonic games for every Shinobi or whatever, anything else.
Mm. But the thing is, we all agree that Sonic Generations worked.
Yeah, it did work. I really enjoyed Sonic Generations.
So what?
I mean,
Why?
even Golden Axe, they never gave that a go in 3D. I mean, they did have that one game that like bombed, but I mean, if they really put an effort into it and hired the right people, Golden Axe could easily work in 3D.
I'm still waiting for Streets of Rage. Do something with Streets of Rage, guys. Seriously.
Yeah.
Anything. Just I don't know.
Yeah, but be careful what you wish for now, because now if they're going to go straight to the mobile market, that'll be DLC ridden, and you'll have to buy characters and.
But there was another thing, interesting thing that they said. They said they were going to be doing mobile and PC because that was the two biggest growing markets. What are they going to do on PC that they don't do on console?
I suppose that wouldn't be too. If they just hit the Steam market and do. Is Mighty Number 9 coming out on Steam?
It must be.
Yeah, because
everything comes out on
sort of
Steam.
platform games, if they go back to platform games, where it's a bit easier. Well, PC gamers don't mind playing platform games
But
on the PC.
why leave
things
the
like
console market to do that? That doesn't make sense because loads of platform games, especially now they've got good ties with Nintendo.
They have this mad mentality where they think people that buy consoles don't want to play platform games, which is ridiculous.
But I think this has been Sega's issue since the Dreamcast days, where they went, nah, just bin the console, and then it's kind of sort of just been backwards decision after backwards decision ever since.
I played some really good platform games on PS3 and PS4. And on the Wii U as well. I played Shantae the Pirate's Curse the other week. That was really good. Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
Shovel Knight, good game.
Oh, man.
I'm surprised how much I enjoy Shovel Knight. When you tell me about it, because you always tell me about these different
I do
platform
really
games
hype
and stuff.
up them sort of games.
Yeah. And I looked at the trailer and thought it's a bit weird that he's got I thought it was the trailer was a bit deceptive when I saw it. It looks more like a sort of Minecraft exploring game than a platform running about hitting game. I thought the shovel was as I say, for Minecraft, digging and things.
Yeah.
As opposed to more of a weapon. So when I did actually finally start playing it, I was really impressed.
It is.
Music,
I think
music,
realistically, Shovel Knight was my game of 2014.
That's not a bad shout.
It had a very bad year though, to be fair. It was
There wasn't too
difficult
much
to get
compared to.
going,
I don't know. Wolfenstein came out in 2014. That was good.
I think there should have been more than just 2 off the top of your head. There should be at least 5 thinking, oh yeah, they were all really, really good.
It was a slow year. Well, there was a lot of remastered games as well. So
It was a, I mean, the PS4 and the Xbox One, it's been out long enough now for games to start getting in stride. I mean, the N64 had Mario 64 and games like that on its release.
I'll tell you a really weird.
It's got to be better than this.
I'll tell you a really weird game, which because I got my PS4 Boxing Day, I got some money for Christmas, and me and the wife we picked one up, and we got some new games, some more. Cheers, bro. Oh yeah, cheers. We got some recent games, but I tell you the game that I've really, I just had a, when there's just a game and you play it for a few nights and you just really fall into it, you just fall head over heels, and it's a really stupid game. It shouldn't work, but it does. Have you ever played SteamWorld Dig?
No, I haven't. I've heard good things about it.
I've got it on the Wii U, yeah.
You just play
I think I downloaded it on
as a song.
PS Gold on the network sort of thing, but I haven't actually played it yet.
All it is just digging through a mine shaft. That's the game. There's nothing. There's nothing really else to it, and no, there is more to it, but that's the main mechanic.
Yeah.
And it's just really addictive. There's different levels of soil. There's sort of different densities and things. So you mine for jewels as you go down. You get jewels and you get gold, and you sell it and you get coins. So you buy better digging equipment so you can get through more layers. And then you need to get yourself back up to the surface as well. So once you've gone sort of so far, you find teleporters and shafts, and you have to take your own teleport pads down. You have to make sure you've always got a route back up to the surface, and eventually you stumble across these stages where you can pick up new abilities like wall jumping and stuff like that. And it was very, very addictive. I think I completed it twice.
How long is it? Is that because you're talking about game lengths?
That's a good question, actually. I think that was probably about 4 hours.
Oh, right. But for
we have to bear in mind, obviously, that we're paying a lot less for these games than a 45, £50 game.
I got it for free. I got it on the PlayStation Network before I got my PS4.
Well, not being funny, these are like these games normally, if they weren't on the PlayStation Network, let's say they were £8 or whatever, and they lasted you what, a couple of nights?
I reckon I was playing it for at least 3 nights.
Well, you go to the cinema.
Yep.
£10 a ticket, so what's that? That's about $18 or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
It's about 10 quid a ticket before you buy any of the popcorn and stuff. So
And drinks,
before
yeah.
you have to mortgage your house.
Yeah. Yes. Right.
And that's for an hour and a half.
And then you're out.
And then you're out.
That's it. Yeah.
And also what? Burger King's about 7 quid a meal. The XL bacon double.
Yeah.
That's about £7.9 or something.
What you're basically
And
saying
so
is
I'm basically saying for like a crappy little Burger King meal, you get a game that can last you a good couple of nights.
Let's not get liabilist here. Burger King meals aren't crappy. There's some good. You can get some good burgers. What you're saying is
for like a fast food cheap meal sort of thing, you can have a good couple of nights really enjoying yourself. Don't mind that, because let's face it, if I ever chose a Burger King on a couple of nights gaming and just have just cook myself some oven chips instead, I know what I'd rather choose. But when you 40 quid or whatever, where it's like, depends how much you earn, but that could be some people's like minimum wage, it could be like nearly a day's work or whatever, depends how many hours you do.
I suppose so. Yeah, you're right.
On a game that you complete that takes shorter the amount of time than it does the whole day's work.
Yeah.
You know, you want it to last longer than how many hours you worked, so it's not good enough.
What games have we played that were? I'm not talking about quality of the game, but I'm talking time-wise, with real value for money. What games have you invested loads and loads of time in?
Well, I'll tell you, one that I've recently played was Banjo-Tooie on the N64. I've not actually played that before. The game's taken me some 20 odd hours to actually finish.
Yeah,
Given it's the first time I've actually played it, so the next time I do it, I'll probably do it in half the time because I know where everything is now. But the thing that I enjoyed and found pretty good was, especially, and this was rare all over on the N64 days, was the multiplayer stuff they've thrown into the game as well. So there are loads of mini games that you play in Banjo-Tooie, but once you play them, they'll be unlocked, and then you could play it with your mates.
Yeah.
So they're like little football games and little shooting games.
I love them. So Nintendo makes some good mini games. Even Pokemon Stadium, they're mini games. I never played Pokemon Stadium for the actual 3D arena thing.
Sure.
The mini games are fantastic.
This is it, and I mean, each to their own at the end of the day. Some people won't care about the mini games or even playing multiplayer on Banjo-Tooie, for instance.
Yeah.
But it was there.
Yeah.
The content was there.
Yeah.
It was, given that it was mainly just to be a one-player platforming game, all this extra content tacked on as well.
Yeah.
So I was quite impressed with that.
I remember Saints Row 3. When I got it, I think one of the achievements was to play the game for 30 hours, and I thought to myself, well, that's not going to happen. I'd like to platinum it if I can. So I anticipated what would happen is I'd get all the other trophies and then have to just sort of leave it for about 5-10 hours or something. Didn't happen. I think it took me 27-28 hours to get all the other achievements. I only had to play, sort of mess around in the sandbox for another 2 to 3 hours before I got the final achievement at the top. And I think it was a similar sort of story with Saints Row 4. I can't remember how I got around that, because Saints Row 4 you have to play it for 40 hours, and it wasn't too much of a drain afterwards. I never left the control pad.
But that's the thing about the sandbox game now, like really playing GTA or something, you're always going around and faffing around and...
Yeah, but I pay, you pay something like £40 for a Saints Row, less now. You can pick up a Saints Row for 20 quid and you get 30 to 40 hours of gameplay out of it. That's worth it. And that's a really good game as well. I mean, even if it wasn't, sorry bro.
Right.
You're getting quality as well with them, personally in my opinion.
I mean, when you say longevity for price, that doesn't mean it has to be cheap and long. Like, as I say, you spend 40 quid on a game, but if you're playing it for a certain amount of hours, it is worth the price. Like Skyrim, I cleared 100 hours on that easy, like when I first played that. Definitely worth 40 quid, 100 hours. I mean, some people dissed actually Pokemon when it first came, implying that you have to buy like 2 versions of almost the same game to get them all if you can't trade or whatever.
Well, I think they kind of missed the concept there.
Yeah, I know, but like sometimes that can be the case. Like I bought both versions of the game for on a couple of the generations, but the thing is, you can do it in so many different ways. It's got so much replayability, not just playing the same game, but then you catch different ones and you can use them and. Oh, look at that! But then I drove right into it and I ruined it. But so I mean, it's got the replayability of that, because obviously there's so many different Pokemon that you can use. It makes the game a different experience every time. And that's the same as some games where you can be sort of like, you might be a soldier for one game or like a mage for another, a different playthrough. So it's got them sort of like effects in other games as well.
I think, strictly speaking, like sort of game longevity in itself isn't the issue. It's just the other content that comes with it.
Yeah.
Like you think the Call of Duty games, like the main campaign's normally only 5-6 hours long or something
Yeah.
like that. But then
The
you're playing online for.
Yeah.
That was a point someone made on Twitter about the Order, that the Order's campaign that is sort of comparable to a Call of Duty campaign, and that's a game that a lot of people like, and you know, a lot of people will buy it and things. And no one, you know, people won't complain about it to the extent that there's been complaints about the Order. But I suppose that is the thing: people aren't buying it.
Oh, look at that Major Skill.
Yeah.
It's all good,
It's
bro.
hard, this bit.
Well, so
Yeah, this is the hardest bit.
most people buy COD for the online function.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, I mean, the campaign is not the. I know people that have bought recent games that have got a lot of online, a more online focus, that haven't touched the campaign. I know people that have bought Call of Duties where they haven't played the one player, haven't touched it. Especially, you know, the more recent ones. It's because they know what they're getting. They know that they're going to go on with their friends, and they're probably using the same sort of plans and things that they've had in previous games. And
I think for the Order, what they probably should have had is some sort of multiplayer aspect added
I don't
onto
know.
it.
Well, I don't know much about the game. I don't know how that would have worked, or even if it's practical. But,
Well, I understand that you're going around fighting werewolves and those
Really?
sorts of things. I think so.
oh, all right. Fair enough.
I believe they call them lichens in the game.
Yeah, that's what they do in Underworld as well. They call
Yeah.
I didn't realise it was a fantasy game. I thought it was more of a sort of historically accurate war type game, but maybe I was completely wrong.
That's how much we know about it.
I know.
But to me, it seems so simple to have added just like.
I know it seems like we're talking about we're not really hating on it. We know very little about it. It's just the concept of
Film games in general,
yeah, exactly, of just getting value for money out of what you're playing.
But we've got no backups.
To me, it seems it would have been such an obvious move to have just a simple multiplayer mode where you had like maybe humans versus werewolves or.
Did it get to a checkpoint? Did it get to a checkpoint?
No,
I
you haven't, bruv.
Oh, I'm brown.
If you can survive, it's possible to actually get past this without actually beating it.
Whoa.
I don't know how the hell you did that.
That's I'm lucky.
That was amazing.
That was pretty clutch. Oh.
Right, okay, we've put the kettle on, we've poured ourselves another brew.
Yep.
So, yeah, we're fully caffeined up for a little bit.
And we've got still this pretty tricky bit to get through.
This is
the first level.
This is no. This is the last level.
Oh, is it?
We've nearly done a complete lap. You're on the toughest bit.
Oh, right, surprise.
Well, everybody gave me the controller.
Have a credit, and I'll have
So
another
that
go.
massive vehicle tank thing at the end, is that the final boss, or are you?
It's the equivalent to a final boss. There's a little bit more after that, but
That's the main
that's the side.
blockade.
That's the main blockade, and then there's a little bit more, and then it tails off, and we repeat the cycle.
Okay, I would save your last wave of teammates for that blockade then, if you can.
Yeah, I'm not really. I can't even remember what my strategy is normally. I just try to
Don't die.
Survive.
Well, the thing is, if you survive after a certain point, then it does kill you. If you've gone far enough, you'll hit a checkpoint that comes after he spawns, so you don't necessarily have to beat it to get past it. Thinking of arcade games that work like in this format, that work in a cycle, they just simply go on forever. Can you think of any that you've enjoyed in the past?
Can't think of any.
Tetris?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's pretty much the cycle game, isn't it?
it is the cycle game. Not an arcade game certainly, but yeah, it does go on forever.
Can you imagine they made an arcade machine? Oh, cheap bastard. Yeah, can you imagine they made an arcade machine with Tetris or something?
Well, they made an arcade machine for everything else.
They probably have.
Probably in Japan.
They do, a lot of arcade machines in Japan we didn't get over here.
There's a new game, Pokken Fighter or Pokken.
Pokken, I think. Or
Yeah,
something
it's a
like that,
Pokken. Yeah, which is made by the same people as Tekken and another game that they did. I can't remember. But it's a. Have you heard about this?
The Bandai Namco.
What I was
Yeah.
going to say was Namco Tekken.
Yeah, it's a Pokemon themed beat 'em up sort of thing, but they're releasing it in arcades in Japan first before they bring it out over here.
Does it work
like
as
on
a
console.
kind of strategy? Is it real time strategy?
No, it's like a
proper
beat 'em up.
fight?
It's like
It's a beat 'em
Street
up.
Fighter.
It's
anything like
Tekken,
that.
but with Pokemon skins.
Yeah. Although it doesn't look exactly like Tekken, they look like they've gone for their own sort of idea behind it. Like the level maps are quite wide and quite vast. Because I've never really been a big fan of Tekken. I prefer Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, and it doesn't look like it's I think like Tekken was a bit sluggish for me and a bit sort of like short range, and a bit slow. So I'm glad they haven't really gone that themed, but they look like they've put in a lot of effort into this, and they're not just gone for like fighting types. They've gone for all kind of variety of them, like a couple on all fours and a couple like floating and flying types and things. And they have gone into. So it doesn't look like just a cheap knockout. They look like they're putting some effort into this sort of game.
So is it just going to remain arcade only, or are they bringing it to the Wii U?
They haven't actually. I don't think they've actually officially announced it for console, but that's the same thing that which they did with Tekken and everything like that. It's always gone to arcade first, and then they brought it out afterwards. It'd be stupid them announcing it over here, because I think Nintendo of America did a press release for it. It would be silly of them doing it, and it's only coming out in Japan. And them not releasing it for console.
It makes sense that they release it for a home console, I think, because it's the sort of thing that Wii U could really benefit from, I think.
Well, I mean, they release it in arcade, iron out what the complaints are about the game, and then they sort that out and then release it for the console, and it makes perfect sense. So
sometimes things that are too logical, they're the things that don't get made.
Yeah. So fingers crossed it'll be a good game, but I mean, beat 'em ups. I think there's always time for beat 'em up in my view. I hate the virtual fighter games. I think they're horrific. They shouldn't have been made after the first one. I just don't like any of them.
The second one was a big improvement over the first one. I tell you what games. They're certainly not the best fighting games by a long shot. But I'll tell you which ones I enjoyed. Which were the ones that came out on the Saturn where you're on roller skates?
Oh, was it Fighting Vipers?
Yeah.
Yeah, that game
remember
was
that?
fantastic.
That was
I don't
pretty
remember
good.
that at all.
You, all the characters were on roller skates and they fought in cages.
Well, it wasn't just roller skates.
That's what the UFC should do.
It'd be fantastic.
Well, Ronda Rousey will win even quicker this time around.
Oh, she would on roller skates. Oh my god, could you imagine the amount of broken ankles?
Oh my god, that'd be awful.
It would be brutal, but bloody hell, it would be great.
Silva, just even worse.
That would be the closest we could get to the Running Man in real life. I was going to say there's a film that should be made into a game, but it actually was.
The Running Man was a game?
I've got
Damn you!
I've got it wrong.
Wow. Man, that game.
That'd be one to check out at some point.
That's one of my favourite.
It's on the Amiga. I'll tell you something else. It's utter shit. It's so bad.
This is a good
It's not the worst. It's not the worst game I've ever played, but bloody hell, it comes close.
Well, if this video gets anyone watching it, I want them to all go on Twitter, all message whoever they need to message, but hashtag the Running Man, hashtag Dwayne Johnson. I want it made. The Rock remaking it, playing Ben Richards. It'll be perfect. It's a perfect film to be remade because they can just do new, different. They're stalkers?
Yeah, they're called stalkers. Yeah.
I need to watch it again.
It's been a while since
I have a fond memory of that film. It was around New Year's, and you had a bunch of your friends round, and it was the only film that everyone could settle on. It's like when you had about 8 people all in the one room trying to decide what film to watch. Everyone settled on The Running Man.
We're Sub-Zero. Now you're Plane Zero. But yeah, it's an easy film to put on and just enjoy. Chico!
Money. That's what I need, money.
You do now.
I do.
Get to the chopper. What can I think of at the moment?
This is the bit where, when I'm editing it, I realise how much I can't do an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
Oh, everyone can do one.
Yeah!
Yeah, just not very well.
Do it now! It's not a tumor. Kill it!
Okay, we're going to finish this video only doing Arnold just out of either quotes or just the voice.
Okay.
My god, what the hell was that?
I don't know. I lost it now.
That sounded more like Bo Selector. David Blaine. Okay. No, Lenny Henry, not David Blaine, was it?
Anyway, what were we talking about?
It's like the bit in the Batman video where I start talking about the Funhouse Twins and we just completely lose.
Are they still for hire?
They're still, as far as I'm aware.
Hiring for what? I don't know.
Well, shortly after we made that Batman video, I looked into it, and apparently you can hire them out for sort of corporate do's and parties and stuff.
I'm going to hire him to go go-karting.
That would be
This should be pretty
awesome,
good,
wouldn't it? Just to wave the flag.
Oh man.
Yeah, so where were we?
Losing it over Running Man.
Yeah.
They should combine Funhouse with the Running Man, and
that would really put a new twist on it.
Well, some little child trying to go around a go-kart collecting tags while
and then you blow their head off.
While
and,
Dynamo's chasing
Yeah, and the prize is you get to go home.
Dynamo's already got his go-kart.
I don't know, that's lost me, that is.
Oh my god!
Sorry, you had tea in your mouth at the time and I just died.
In their Christmas tree, massive vehicle after these little guys. That'd be fantastic. Oh god!
You're going to have to explain.
Hang on, you've seen the Running Man, right?
Yes.
Dynamo actually had a vehicle.
It's a Christmas tree.
No, I remember that. Yeah, it was like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Hey, Christmas tree.
Hey, light bulb.
I went to the Arnie impressions again.
I don't want to be the only son of a bitch. Yeah.
That was actually quite poignant, that bit, yeah.
Moving on.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. I'm sure there are some video games that we can talk about.
I never attempt it on film, but one thing I love about the Running Man is they actually managed to get an actress to play alongside him with a more ludicrous accent than he had.
I do remember that. I moved in last month.
I want to do an impression, but I know I can't. I'm not going to embarrass myself.
I can't think of a quote.
Anyway. Batman.
What?
Arkham Knight.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yes. Now, obviously we've heard recently that it's going to be a slightly higher rating than the previous games.
And it's the last one of the series, isn't it?
They say that,
official?
but will it be?
Yeah, I thought the last one was supposed to be as well, so...
Well, I think the last one was a prequel, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I still thought that it was going to be the last one they were going to do.
But, I mean...
I think that's the reason they've made this one, because the last one bombed so badly, they couldn't leave
Yeah,
it.
but it wasn't Rocksteady that made it though, it was Warner Brothers.
That's what everyone says, but the point still stands. It couldn't have been the last. They couldn't have left it on a bad note like that.
Of course, yeah. But, I don't know, I mean, it's probably too much of a cash machine for them at the moment to just go, yeah, this will be the last one.
Batman is
Until
a
the next
moneymaker.
one.
It was I tell you what,
No!
it was
But for you.
very well received. Probably amongst that, because when you think about a console generation, you think of the 16-bit generation. You think of Mario, Sonic, Donkey Kong Country, Zelda. If you think of the PS1, N64, there's their iconic games. You'll think of your Banjos and your Crash Bandicoots and things. If you think of the previous generation, the PS3 360 generation, okay, there was Call of Duty, but...
Oh, it's so difficult! So difficult! You get there in your last life and you don't have time to practice it. Give me a checkpoint there, so I can actually do it. You swine.
Calm down, bro.
No.
I was gonna say
That was a nice stern...
I was just going to say the Arkham series was a highlight of the last generation.
It were very good games. Very, very good
Very
games.
samey though. I think that's it had the same sort of Assassin's Creed feel where they didn't really like develop it.
Assassin's
anymore.
Creed-
That's why I like Black Flag so much. It was so similar, and that was the only one that was a little bit different. And I need a different feel to the Batman game. Maybe just make like just a thing based on Robin, say it's a different moveset, like a Nightwing game.
I almost find it insulting to compare the two games. I think Batman's a much better game.
Well, then
I was going to
Assassin's Creed.
say, I think Assassin's Creed is probably, again, another one of the highlights of the last generation, or certainly the most iconic.
Whether you think it's a better game or not, I still think like obviously all the Arkham games feel like the same like the first game, and the Assassin's Creed games since 2 they all kind of felt pretty similar as well. I just think like, but the last one I enjoyed the Origins one, but it just feels so similar, like I was playing the exact same game, not anything different about
I think that's
it.
probably why you've got that point of view, because the thing is, I stopped playing Origins not long after I started playing it. I didn't play it for very long.
Yeah, I don't think I got to the end of it.
I was really underwhelmed and unimpressed, but from the point of view of someone who's only really played 2 of them properly, Arkham Asylum, brilliant game.
I loved Arkham Asylum. Great.
And Arkham City is just more of what I liked about Arkham Asylum, but with more characters and baddies in it.
I know that they're adding, because they've added the Batmobile, haven't they?
Yeah.
In Arkham Knight, so it'd be interesting to see how that plays. And,
They're going to have to make the sandbox bigger then.
You know what? I completely wasn't paying attention just then.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about. The Batmobile, you think it's going to be a fun part? I feel like it's going to be like just
I think
driving in GTA, it's very like standard. I want it to be like really exciting and have like a massive.
Well, I think there's more to it than just driving around. I think you can bring your guns and cannons out and you can go around and do all sorts of crazy shit with it.
It'd be quite cool if it had like in I I think it's the original Batman. When they had the grappling hook and you can go up the building.
I don't think that was the original. Do you know
Returns.
what? No, I've got a feeling that was Forever.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
I
actually.
can't believe I referenced Batman Forever.
It was. Yeah, do you know what? It was actually. I think Forever where he actually drove
Yeah,
up the building.
I remember now. It was that
Yeah.
horrific looking Batmobile. Yeah.
Because I think that was in the U2 video. You know, Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me. I think that was in that video.
That's the best part of the film.
Yeah, it was the best part of the film by a long way. No,
What
hang
you say
on,
about the Batman?
hang on. Seal, Kiss Me, Rose.
Yeah, alright, fair enough. I did actually enjoy the music of them series Batman films, the Danny Elfman music. It was really good. That was the best part of the film though, because Forever wasn't very good. Actually, I say that, I really liked, let me get his name. He actually played Robin.
Yeah, Chris
O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was actually really good as Robin. I liked him.
I'll tell you
He was
what.
a bit moany in it, but that was because of the script. But he had a good look and a good sort of, I don't know, he seemed like a good
He's
character.
lovely. He's a really, really cool guy, and yeah, he just got some bad films.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Bad Girl was not
No,
good.
let's not go there. I don't even want to think about it.
He's actually a really good character, Robin, and Nightwing and all that kind of bits. Although I think Teen Titans, was it Tom?
I think
A friend
so.
of ours said about they're doing a Teen Titans thing, which would be excellent. I've only been kind of familiarising myself with them recently.
Well, I mean,
They're a good group.
sort of sticking with this because I mean, obviously recently they've been doing quite well with like Arrow and the Flash, and
Arrow's excellent, yeah, and Flash is doing well. Gotham.
it's kind of nice that they've taken a step away from the more known superheroes.
Yeah.
And giving all these other ones time to shine. So it'd be nice to see if we get to see things like Nightwing.
Don't wish to be cynical. I think the reason they do that is because more film franchises,
Yeah. Oh yeah, but
Well-
at least they're not bashing out like.
the same ones all over.
I mean, they
and
could
over
easily do similarly to what games do. Bash one out every Christmas. They could rush a film out every year of just Spider-Man or just Batman or something. But at least they're giving them all time to shine.
They could do that, although they would reboot it every 3 films. So.
Yeah, I'm glad Aquaman's getting his role because Aquaman's actually a tough SOB. I mean, he gets a bad rap, but he's a good character. So I'm looking forward to him.
Don't really like much to do with superheroes, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you love the Spider-Man game on the Mega Drive,
That's a tough game, bruv.
but that is a game. It's not really the.
I completed it once recently.
Oh yeah, it's the final boss that you're always stuck in the Kingpin.
I
Would you give that a go?
actually killed that bugger.
Without Mary Jane dying. It was Mary Jane in it, wasn't it?
It was Mary Jane. No. You actually cannot do it without Mary Jane dying. If Mary Jane dies, you get a game over.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh right, so it's so tough.
Oh, bugger.
I was about to say, don't go in the corners.
No, you have to. It's the only way. I think you have to go in the corners and you have to go up and down
Up
to
and
avoid
round, yeah, maybe, yeah.
to avoid the enemies. But
Maybe yeah.
I'm enjoying the chat. I'm not really concentrating.
Yeah.
But it's my excuse. But no, I did complete it recently. I'll tell you another game which is kind of similar. For the benefit of anyone that doesn't know, basically the last boss on Spider-Man.
Is it just called Spider-Man that game, or is it?
It's just called
yeah,
Spider-Man.
on the Sega.
I think
Genesis.
it depends where you buy it. I think sometimes it's Spider-Man, sometimes it's Spider-Man versus Kingpin.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I think it says Spider-Man versus Kingpin on the title screen, but all the boxes just say Spider-Man. And yeah, the last boss, Mary Jane, is suspended over a flame and she's being lowered into it, and you have to fight the Kingpin, and it's brutally difficult.
Oh, yeah,
and like
yeah.
I say, I did do it once.
Do you do save states or did you just
Cool.
do?
No save states. I don't do save states. I completed.
I do.
I got to the last boss about 8 times in a single day. I got really good at the game, sensationally good at the game. I have the game down in about half an hour, but it was just like I say, getting to once I was at that boss, it was really.
It was one of them games that if you had it on easy mode, it only takes you like 4 levels in or something. And
Yeah,
the game
it doesn't take you far enough.
Yeah.
But another game that does something similar.
Let me have a quick blast.
Yeah, because topic's hotting up now. But yeah, anyway, so if Mary Jane does go into the flame, you get a game over, and if you die, you get a game
It
over.
would be alright if it was Gwen Stacy. She dies in everything anyway. She's the blonde one, blonde girlfriend of Peter Parker's.
She's the other one.
Oh right, okay. Oh, I thought Mary Jane was his
Is it
girlfriend.
Emma Stone plays her in the new Amazing Spider-Man movies? Emma
Oh, that's
Stone, is that
fair
right
enough.
now?
Yeah, that's her name. Yeah,
that's
I know she's in that film.
Yeah. She plays Gwen Stacy. Gwen Stacy is actually in the Tobey Maguire ones as well by Sam Raimi. She's in the 3rd one, I believe it is.
I didn't get that far. I only watched the first 2.
I thought you liked them.
I do. I just haven't seen the third one. Anyway, yeah, another game. This is a game we talked about. A game we talked about previously. You know, Revenge of Shinobi.
Yeah.
Now again, there's a final boss in that, but there's a woman in the background, and she's actually got the ceiling closing in on her.
Oh, Indiana Jones style.
Yeah, you're on two separate planes. You have to defeat the boss before she gets crushed. But the thing about there is, it doesn't give you a game over if she dies. It just gives you a bad ending, so you can still carry on the fights even if she gets crushed. But one thing I discovered very recently is
I'm dead, I'm so dead, I'm so dead, I'm alive, baby!
Whenever I've played that game, I always had to kill the boss before the block came down. I didn't realise there's actually some targets on the very side of the screen. If you hit them, it'll actually slow the block coming down for a bit.
Okay. Tried a different technique there.
Again, something about games 20 years over, you're still discovering new things, but...
Well, Aladdin in our last video, in the second world, trying to get to the next, just trying to get to that bonus guy to get an extra continue.
Yeah.
Which one of the people playing Assassin's Creed in 20 years' time going, I didn't know this?
No, we don't do that because we 100% games now. It actually gives us a little score. It lets us know when we found every little nook and cranny. But back in the day,
there's Easter eggs still that don't count towards it.
That's it, yeah.
I don't know.
But there's so many things on the internet now, it's widespread. If one person finds it, the
everyone
world
knows
finds
about
it.
it. Yeah. There's pros and cons. I would like to do Revenge of Shinobi on one of our videos. I need some practice at it though.
No, we did Shadow Dance, didn't we?
We said we were going to do Revenge of Shinobi, but I would need some practice at it first.
We'll just go straight into it. I'm alright.
Are you kidding? That maze stage right at the end?
I can get to the maze stage, no problem.
You can get to it. Do you want to do that blind? You want to have a bit of practice first. And I need to practice that last boss as well. That's another game that will stump you on the last boss. We'll have to play the original version as well because Revenge of Shinobi, there was a few different versions. They had to keep taking bosses out for copyright reasons.
Oh yeah.
And they kept on getting stung again and again. Yeah, the first one had Batman and what's his Japanese big monster, Godzilla.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Godzilla in it.
Yeah, Godzilla. Do you know the version we played? There's that big dinosaur skeleton. That's meant to be Godzilla. They took the flesh off him in the reskin. Recently the license.
Like the boss. Oh, I got backup as well. This could be useful.
Remember, go to the side and go up and down.
No!
Sorry, bruv.
I tried to kamikaze them all in to do as much damage as possible.
Yeah.
I think I'm done mentally. It's fatigue.
Yeah, I think the game's taken it out of me as well.
I've never done a lap before. I kind of wanted to do it.
Maybe next time.
Apparently Netflix have been getting some more exclusives. They're going to do 4 superhero TV shows. They've got 4 exclusives. They've got Daredevil, Iron Fist,
cool.
Luke Cage, and someone else.
I've only heard of Daredevil.
Yeah, Luke Cage is.
Cage's brother.
He's in Injustice, isn't he? I think Luke Cage. He's the guy who wears yellow and black, and he's just a bit of a street fighter. I don't really know much about him actually, to be honest.
So I'm kind of drawing a blank on him anyway.
Yeah, so they've got 4 different series, and I think it's quite good that Netflix is getting their own exclusive bits. But to get 4 in one big hit is surprising. Hopefully they'll put enough effort individually in each one as opposed to just rush them all.
No, we'll see what happens.
But apparently it's going to be.
About Netflix were doing a live action Zelda.
Yeah, they've been taught. I don't think that'll happen. I don't think that'll happen. They just.
I was going to say, was that some sort of joke?
No, Nintendo, I think, was the one that released the statement. They're talking about it, didn't they? But the thing is, they're very, very adamant that they don't want their protagonists to talk. So it's going to be very difficult.
That's going to be a stumbling block. You have Navi going, hey, and try and translate everything for us.
They could do. I don't know how well this will go down. They could do a Zelda series that doesn't actually have Link in it.
I don't think that'll work very well. You could do that with Gotham without Batman, but a Zelda game without Link is.
It's set in Hyrule. You've got all the characters. You can just create some new heroes, some new villains, and.
I think things like Gotham can work without it because we've had so many things with Batman, but we've never even had something with Link, let alone something without Link. People would just demand him eventually.
Well, you can show up right at the end, so you can have like, you know, Ganon's taken over and you've got all the fallout that's happened, and you can have a whole of Hyrule getting into disarray, and then he appears right at the very last episode.
It doesn't say anything.
Exactly, and then you have this wicked sword fight between him and Ganon.
There's a reason we don't write scripts.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, I thought...
We stick to our day jobs.
I cannot do it. I don't have the power.
Yeah, I think this game's beating us.
Come on, you've got one more life. Let's just see what happens.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to concentrate. You guys talk about...
2 seconds later. Bang.
You guys talk about fridge freezers or something.
So, I was going to say, what is your favourite brand of fridge freezer? It's got to be Smeg, isn't it? Not Bosch or...
I don't know, people are going to call me idiots now. I didn't realise Smeg was its own brand until the other day when I was looking at laptops and curries and they had Smeg toasters and stuff. It was like over 100 quid for a toaster. Smeg toaster.
They're high-end brand.
How? That toast bit like give me superpowers or something for like 100 quid for a piece of
100
toast.
quid on a toaster. I want it to have 16 gigabytes of RAM and Wi-Fi. I want it to run YouTube.
The other thing that annoyed me about
it... No, you want it to be the toaster from Red Dwarf.
Yeah, the only thing,
you do want it to talk to you for that much.
The only thing that annoyed me about it, it could only hold 2 pieces of toast. It wasn't even a 4.
It wasn't even a 4.
No.
You'd expect 8 from a 100 quid toaster, surely. 100 quid toaster, I want it to do a loaf.
I need to make the bread.
Oh dear.
Right, I'm sick of buying
Not
this.
even Siri can talk to you to the extent the toaster in Red Dwarf
Can that shoot backwards, this thing?
No.
I'm going to get in front of it.
Oh, does it? Oh yeah, it can. It can, sorry.
Oh, run away.
The blue shots will go, the blue shots will go behind.
Oh, it's working.
He's got some technique.
It's working!
Go up and go down.
No, I'm dead! It reversed! It's got gears. Ah, well that's the furthest we got, so I'll take it.
I tell you what, press start. Did you go past the checkpoint? I'm just curious to know if you did. No, fair enough. Right, let's call it a day. Drink up, lads.
Right.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. And who knows, maybe we'll be having a brew together soon.
Absolutely.
Take care of yourselves.
See you later.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Goodbye.